Hi, I'm Violet, the Abysmal Witch, and this is a little bit of my perspective on New Year's Eve 2020. Bye bye, 2020. So long, 2020. It's been nice seeing you leave 2020. Even though, I mean, is 2021 going to be heroically better? Who knows? I don't know. But what I did notice that I found really interesting was the celebratory factor last night. So I was home. I've recently had surgery. Um, I'm home in bed, hanging with the cats, and the noise. It wasn't the last several years of New Year's have been more of a, oh, it's New Year's Eve and it's midnight. And so let's go, ah, yay, huzzah. And it lasts for, 2 minutes on the balconies and in and around the area. And there may be some fireworks. But it's relatively tame and it passes pretty quickly, all things considered. I mean, you may have that one person who's like for 5 minutes super stoked, but it's not long. Last night was long. The now this last night was true celebration of the ending of a year and the starting of another one. I'm not sure the last time that the world around me seemed to experience such an intense reaction to a change of year. It was notable and interesting to see that emotional investment that becomes rote. Like we celebrate the turning of the year and like the changing of the calendar, and it's New Year's Eve and we celebrate, and there's like a light and a spark and a hope that can come with it, and it is something that is felt. But there's the normal everyday feeling and how familiar it gets, and it's like this is the thing that we do and we celebrate this thing, and isn't that lovely? And then you have the year from hell, and then oh my god, it's an entirely different world. And the way that that expresses in such a deeply connected with the true feeling and root of that celebration. Like this is something to get powered by and empowered. And just, oh, there was the one guy, some random guy walking down the street, I think in my neighborhood, and it was right, like there's the fireworks started for us like hours earlier and went, I swear, for like half an hour straight, a good 20 some or more minutes before New Year's, and some period of time afterwards. The yelling started at least 20 minutes before, like the whooping and the hollering, like the intensity and the length, the duration of that intensity of the celebration was just kind of staggering. Like I couldn't tell when New Year's was. Like, was it, has it already happened? I don't think it's happened, but the noise has been so continual. And then there was that spike that happened where the closest people around me came out on their balcony. But seriously, wow, it was an impressive night. And there's this one guy walking down the street, I think, and I hear this in the midst of all the celebration and the woo and yeah, was, thank God it's finally over. And it was a deep, solid voice, just like, and then more whooping and hollering and celebrating. And so there's this whole just noting that experience for me. There's also this interesting reflection into how many of our celebrations have we fallen into this rote emotional habit of this is a thing that we go through, and that we celebrate. But do we feel that depth of connection, that real leaned into and sinking into feeling of that event and what it means and how we feel about how it means? How real is it? Because that was something that was really evident last night, was that change from one year to the other, and all the weight that we put into 2020 and that it took on for itself. Ooh, wow. And that we really felt the change and the possibility of change, and that marker of this ritualized act of the New Year's celebration. um, it was just fascinating and intense. And again, I wonder how much of that have we lost out of other celebrations that we do. And if we have kind of lost some of that rootedness in our events and in our experiences and our expressions, is that something that's still available to us, something that we can use this as a way to kind of slip back into, or maybe it's just natural that a lot of our ritual, like birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, like all of these ritual markers, that they do fall into a familiarity and an ease and a comfort and kind of a quiet ride until there's something that blips it up. Maybe that's just the way humans are. Maybe that's just the way we are. And maybe there's a way of getting a little more connected at the same time. So that's my perspective on this. Your perspective may vary. And I hope you take good care of yourself. Blessings of the weird and wild to you. Blessed be.